These are without doubt the best batteries in the world. There is absolutely nothing better, nothing at this level. If you look at the combination of technology, the fact that these are not solid state batteries, they have advantages over solid state, they have advantages over lithium. They can be used in many different ways. They last longer, cold weather performance in every aspect. If you put them all together, this is currently the best battery technology on the planet. A battery company in the United States, Sandy Munro, has just visited their factory and he was absolutely shocked by the batteries that they have unveiled. The fact that this technology can be used in all different types of battery chemistries. It not only enables incredibly fast charging, but also the highest energy density batteries we've actually probably ever seen. This car has finally arrived. I have placed an order within the last 10 minutes for the Tesla Model Y long range all-wheel drive. So in Australia right now, you can buy it in the new launch edition. The new launch edition is a few $1,000s more expensive, but you do get standard paint colors. You don't have to pay any extra money for different paint options, meaning the long-range all-wheel drive is basically the same price as the previous version of the long-range all-wheel drive. I'll compare this car in a series of tests versus my Xpeng G6, and I'll tell you guys what I think and how they actually compare. One big change on the new Model Y. Panel gaps have been significantly reduced, and Tesla say that this is because of a new casting method they're using that reduces the number of parts on the existing Tesla Model Y from 70 parts down to 1. They said that that means that they can make the car much more aerodynamically efficient, stronger, more rigid. It's also going to be faster for Tesla to manufacture them. Tesla famously manufactured their cars at the fastest pace of any car company in the world, but now they've just stepped the game up significantly. Recently, there was an enormous battery fire at one of the biggest batteries in the world. This battery is now basically incinerated. It cost billions of dollars, and it's being framed as a Tesla battery failure, even though Tesla had absolutely nothing at all to do with this battery. Now, unfortunately, the truth is battery fires for these types of batteries made by this specific brand are very common. If you have one at your house, I would have to question and ask you, do you feel safe? Because it's incredibly frequent. Now, the problem is not just home batteries. It's not just large, massive energy batteries for utilities. It's also the company that puts these batteries in cars. It's the same company that had all these battery problems with the Chevy Bolt, with the Jaguar I-Pace, with numerous cars. Car fires, battery fires, honestly, are actually very rare. But for this particular company, they're actually very frequent. Former General Motors executive Michael Dunn has predicted that every car worldwide will be made in China. This will completely crush the Japanese economy because its GDP, a lot of people estimate that more than 40% of Japan's GDP is tied to its automotive industry, which, as you can imagine, for the country that has a higher debt to GDP ratio than any country in the history of mankind by a huge margin, it's much worse in Japan than it is in the United States. If you guys think debt in the US is bad, have a look at Japan. This would crush the Japanese economy. And speaking of crushing economies, Germany's economy is already in shambles. You should read their media. The media is just crowing about this every day and has been for years now because it is contracting. Germany is going to apparently fire. They fired more than 10,000 people every single month in the country that work directly in industries relating to the automotive industry and manufacturing. But this year, it's going to get much, much worse. Now, imagine if Germany was to lose its automotive industry entirely. We're talking millions of jobs that rely upon that. What about the United States? The same goes for the United States. Now, the United States is not as heavily reliant on its automotive industry as Germany or Japan, but it's still a huge percentage of US GDP. Could Michael Dunn be right? Could every car end up being made in China? This really sucks for Volvo. It really sucks for Geely, and it really sucks for customers, because I don't think any of those three parties were at fault here. The media is pretending as though this was Volvo, the brand itself, but I think something else has happened here that people just haven't really clued onto. I'm kind of sad to do this story, but I think you need to know this. It's really interesting news, but at the same time, I really like the Volvo brand. This is really hurting them. It's really caused some major damage. Automakers have frozen imports as thousands and thousands of cars are stacking up at American ports. This is a very interesting situation, and it's going to affect the cars you can buy. It's going to affect automakers' sales. Everything's kind of in chaos right now. Here is what's actually happening. The trade war has started. Yes, Donald Trump's tariffs have been put on pause, but not for cars. The car tariffs are still there. Someone told me, no, car tariffs are still on. I'm like, no, you're right. The car tariffs are still there. The other tariffs are the ones that have been cancelled or put on pause. Ford and General Motors are absolutely freaking out. The CEO of Ford, he's having a panic attack. I mean, he's saying that basically the American automotive industry will be decimated if these tariffs go ahead. Farley is sounding the very urgent red alarm over President Donald Trump's threats of tariffs and intent to reverse Biden-era infrastructure laws, saying the administration has good intentions, but is causing the automaker some major stress. CATL, the biggest battery company in the world, they just announced the most game-changing batteries in history. If you watch all of this video and you don't agree with me, then honestly, I would be absolutely shocked. I would be mind blown if you think that what I just said is in any way an exaggeration. There is 5 reasons why these batteries are game-changing, and some of them are just so insane that I'm sitting here thinking to myself, we're looking at a point in history which I don't think anyone predicted. I don't think anyone predicted these sodium-ion batteries would be this good. I don't think anyone predicted they'd be capable of over 4 million kilometers. In fact, 4.8 million kilometers. And in every other way, they are class leading. Over the past 18 months, I've made several videos about Warren Buffett selling BYD stock, and I honestly couldn't understand why Warren Buffett was selling a success story. BYD, I mean, one of the most successful car companies in the world, one of the most amazing growth stories in the history of the modern industrial complex. I mean, this is a story that should be celebrated. What on earth was Warren Buffett doing? Why was he selling the stock and doing it consistently? Not just one sale, but numerous sales coming one after the other. I was completely baffled. And if you'd like to be entertained, well, be entertained by the most wacky story that has brainwashed or tricked millions of people into believing that a perpetual motion energy device can drive your car forever and power your house and your city and anything else simply by using radio waves. Millions of people believe that this African inventor is possibly about to be murdered. They really believe that fossil fuel interests, that billionaires will make sure that he is silenced and his invention is removed from the planet, because this threatens the entire planet. It threatens fossil fuels. It threatens the car industry. It threatens the EV industry. It threatens solar. Basically, if this device is real, then, well, Hundreds of billions of dollars will be lost within the space of only a matter of months. So many people are saying that this man in Africa, should have 24-hour round-the-clock security to protect him. Because if he does not, he will almost certainly be assassinated by the many vested interests that have been covering up this technology potentially for decades.